Hello all, good morning. I am Abhish and I'm an implementation consultant at OpenLM. So today we'll be having our webinar on how OpenLM as your partner in license management, you can optimize your engineering and creative licenses for the gaming, VFX and the audiovisual industries for every licenses that you have so that you can focus on your creativity while we focus on minimizing your software waste. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the picture. Okay. So the high cost of creativity, the software spending and waste. So we've all felt the pressure of rising software costs, right? So according to Gartner, while standard IT budgets grew at 10%, the VFX and gaming industry is exploding at a CAGR exceeding 17%. But here is a real kicker. So organizations are wasting up to 30% of that spend on inefficiencies. So when you combine that high growth with high waste of software, you have a major budgetary leak. So let's put a dollar sign on it. So for example, one Nuke license is roughly around $5,000 a year. So if OpenLM helps you optimize just around 5 licenses, that's $25,000 back in your pocket annually. So OpenLM isn't just managing tools at this point, but reclaiming your capital for you. So that is the entire backstory we're building on right now. So introducing OpenLM, your partner in license management. So let me give you a quick overview of who we are and what we do at OpenLM. So we were founded in 2007, and OpenLM is a global leader in software license management solutions. We specialize in helping organizations optimize the use of high-cost engineering and scientific software licenses, enabling you to get better efficiency and you get significant cost optimization. So we serve over 15,000 paid customers across the globe. Our solutions are trusted by several Fortune 1000 companies, reflecting, of course, our credibility and proven track record. So there are multiple industries that we serve, around 15 plus. But before we dive into it, let's break down what software license management entails and what are the four key pillars of effective software license management. So let's start with monitoring. So we start with real-time tracking. So you get to know exactly who is using which license, when, and for how long. So this helps identify usage patterns and detect any misuse across the organization. Next pillar comes management. So centralized license management allows IT teams to view, allocate, and manage all software assets from a single platform. That is the plus point. Whether it's a network-based license, whether it's a node lock license, whether it's the SaaS license or a dongle-based license, you have everything on a single platform. Then comes the third pillar, that is the control. So policy enforcement is critical, right? So with proper controls in place, we can ensure license agreements are followed so that we avoid overuse and you stay audit ready. And the fourth, but the final pillar, optimization. We look at users' data to identify underused licenses so that these insights help reduce costs by reallocating or retiring unused software while maximizing your ROI. And several other benefits include ensuring you have license compliance, your users have improved productivity, and as I mentioned earlier, from the management point of view, it simplifies license administration where you have accurate real-time, historical, and optimization license usage report. And to top all of that, we are vendor agnostic and we support over 95 plus license managers right now. So any license manager you name of, any application you name of, we support. Moving on. So as I was mentioning, one dashboard for all your creative tools that you're using in your industry for a unified visibility. So most IT managers and studio leads are flying blind, relying on gut feelings or fragmented spreadsheets, reports from three different portals just to see who is using what. So we've consolidated that entire ecosystem into a single pane of glass so that you stop chasing license counts across different time zones or office locations so that our unified dashboard helps replace manual tracking and best guess assumptions with real-time global data. So, and it doesn't just monitor only one niche of product or of your production pipeline. It covers your entire production pipeline. Like, let's say from 3D BFX and rendering to tracking heavy hitters like Maya, Houdini, Arnold, V-Ray to ensure your render farm and artist workstations are optimized, while you keep a pulse check on Nuke and After Effects usage alongside Unity and Unreal Engine for real-time projects. So this allows you to move licenses to where the work is actually happening rather than where the budget was originally allocated. So the goal here isn't just to see the data, it's for you to act on it. When you have that unified visibility, you stop over purchasing just in case and you start buying based on actual demand. You're transforming a cost center into a lean, data driven operation. That's what you're doing with OpenLM. Moving on. So here you have a snapshot of reports where when you open the OpenLM Easy Admin interface, you get a snapshot of these top 10 reports that show you the top 10 reports that you might be able to in a granular way, so that you might be able to refer from it and know in a day or in a month what are your top 10 product names, what are the top 10 product, what are the features that you're using, who are the top 10 most used licenses, and everything else. So these are the snapshot of the reports that OpenLM has to offer. Next, moving on. This is the license usage heat map. So this is one of the very important reports that OpenLM has to offer. This report shows you the concurrent usage of features. They're color coded and you can get a rough idea with a single glance of this heat map. Now, this is very useful for shift-wise reporting where global organizations can take decisions to allocate licenses accordingly. And this is also very useful for project-wise usage and license availability decisions. Now, another thing which comes up from this report is the ability for an organization to understand if a license is being underused or it's being overused. You see the green portions, you see the color palette has been highlighted from the green to the red portions. So the red represents maximum usage of a license, whereas the green represents minimum usage of a license. So it helps you understand in a single point of view as to how your licenses are being really used over a period of a day, over a period of a month, over a period of 3 months. So you can filter it all along with these reports. Moving on. So another very important feature that OpenLM has to offer is the license harvesting feature. So before we move on to what license harvesting actually is, we must first understand what idle time monitoring is. So OpenLM offers a unique feature wherein an organization can monitor a particular user's workstation to see if that particular user is idle or not. Now, what do we mean by idle? So let's say an artist leaves heavy software running while in meetings, at lunch, or in overnight. Now, let's say the organization has a threshold period of an hour. And after an hour, that is after the 60th minute, the OpenLM software tracks the idle time. So maybe after 1 hour and 15 minutes, the total idle time is 15 minutes, while the company threshold is 1 hour. So we have an opportunity in OpenLM that after 1 hour and 15 minutes, we can set a rule that you can automatically reclaim unused or idle licenses from a user's machine, save that particular work in their application, and return them to the available pool. So this ensures licenses are always ready for the next active user. And you can define rules to automatically close applications that have been idle for a specific period, freeing up valuable licenses. And you can proactively manage idle licenses without interrupting a user's work, where OpenLM has the ability to provide an advanced warning before a session is closed. So this ensures your idle time is detected, your project is saved, your license is released, and the license is available for the next active user. So this ensures increased license availability by up to 20 or 30% without need, needing to buy more licenses, and hence helps in active software license optimization. So this is another snapshot of the OpenLM reports, which shows the user details in a very granular level, which helps you understand which user is using what license, to which department are they allocated, to which project are they allocated, which features are they using, for what duration, everything at a single point of view. Now let's move on to the most pertinent question right now. Managing the shift to subscription, optimizing token and cloud licensing. So as time passes by, vendors are usually moving to the cloud licensing pattern. And we all know the industry has moved towards from the perpetual licenses towards cloud and subscription models. But for many organizations, this shift has actually led to spending more, where you're paying for access that isn't actually being utilized. So let's say, for an example, you want to prevent Autodesk token flex. Now, for Maya. So let's say tokens are consumed based on time and usage. The biggest drain on your budget isn't like active work, it's the accidental open or leaving an app running overnight. So OpenLM tracks these precise active times so you can stop burning tokens during idle periods, which helps in huge optimization. Then you hunt zombie users. By zombie users, I mean those users which are assigned high tier expensive subscriptions like, let's say, Adobe Creative Cloud, who haven't touched the software in over 30 days. So when you identify these accounts, you're not just saving money, you're reclaiming lost value. So let's look at the graphic. So OpenLM is a process where we identify in a continuous loop where we identify idle users or zombies, and then we give you that usage insights so that you can reallocate those seats to maximum productivity users who actually need them right now. So as this happens instantly, you can ensure a software budget is always working for your most active employees. So this is how we are navigating the shift from perpetual licensing to subscription and cloud licensing. Now, OpenLM offers enough visibility for you to get actual data, usage data, and entitlement data for Autodesk Maya so that you have all the information you need when those vendor audits come. Moving on, now let's drill down into how license usage data can actually impact your bottom line on a project by project basis. So in the media and production world, we don't you don't just operate in departments. You operate in budgets. Traditionally, software licensing has been a lot of overhead costs. You buy around 500 licenses, and the end of the year, you just hope the projects you ran cover that expense. So OpenLM changes that by allowing you to tag every single license session to a specific group, project, or cost center. So think of it like a time tracking sheet, but for your software. So you can distinguish the high intensity needs of a feature film from a lighter requirement of a mobile game development cycle. If you look at the chart on the right, you can see how this looks in practice. We aren't just guessing that Project Alpha is our biggest user. We have hard evidence that it consumed 35% of your resources or exactly 175 licenses. Conversely, we can also see that Project Delta only used 10%. So this isn't just a pretty graph, it's a direct usage report statement for you. So this level of detail allows you to generate accurate reports that justify your spend. Instead of software being an unavoidable cost, it becomes a measurable project expense. Next, moving on, these are the process sessions. So process sessions actually is another snapshot of the OpenLM reports that OpenLM has to offer. So this actually breaks down total usage into actual usage and idle time. So this plays a key role in strategizing the management of these licenses to ensure minimal denials. So you can use OpenLM to investigate the underlying problem and discover whatever is wrong with your idle time and session duration. Next, managing denials and forecasting data-driven renewal decisions. So how many times has have you received an urgent request to buy more licenses because everyone is getting denied access, but then later only to find out that it was just a temporary spike? So this slide is about moving from panic buying to precision buying. So let's talk about the reality of true denial tracking. So we don't just see that a denial happened, we see why. Was it because you truly reached the max limit? Was it a server glitch? So knowing the difference saves you from unnecessary purchase orders. So we at OpenLM offer a report where you get to see why that particular denial has occurred. Was it because the limit has been reached? Was it because a license was not available at the time, but it's now available? So you can distinguish trends from spikes. So, and then look at the harvesting effect on the chart. By identifying idle sessions, we can often reduce those denial peaks by as much as 40% without buying a single new license. And we help you distinguish between a true denial where you actually need more seats and a temporary spike that just requires better management of what you already own. And when it's time to sit down with vendors like Autodesk or Adobe, you aren't just getting, you have hard data on actual utilization versus purchase quantity. If only if ever use 60% of your licenses, you would have the leverage to scale back your next contract with confidence. So ultimately, this data turns your IT department from a cost center into a strategic partner. You're no longer just managing software. You're optimizing the company's capital based on reality and not assumptions. And we can also distinguish between true denials and aggregated denials. Now, what is true denial and what is aggregated denials? So aggregated denials is the total number of denials that has been recorded over over a duration of a period, which you select, which you can filter from our OpenLM reports. Now, what are true denials? So, true denials are the ones wherein, let's say, an user has requested a license for the last 10 minutes and he has finally got a license in the 11th minute. So, that would be considered in the aggregated denials. But in the true denials page, it would show you that there was no denial because that user has already been assigned a license. So, you get to distinguish around from what is a true denial and what is an aggregated denial. Now, moving on, this is a snapshot of the denials that we provide, which gives you the total number of denials by group name, by error message, whether there were no more available license, whether license number of users were reached, whether limit was reached, whether license server was not available, where a license has been borrowed. So when a user tries to access any license from the pool but fails to get it, due to unavailability. It shows denials as per different types of parameters like server name, error message, vendor, group, and many more. Now, denial is something which is very OpenLM specific and it was first coined by OpenLM to be because this is something which is very important for an organization to look at so that you get to distinguish from why do we really need more number of licenses or we were just managing it badly. Now, moving on. So the ROI and benefit summary. So how does OpenLM actually help you? So we reduce software spend by at least 15 to 25% by cutting unused maintenance and subscriptions. We boost productivity by ensuring licenses are available when artists need them so that reduces your downtime. And we stay audit ready so that we provide compliance reports so that you stay audit ready with accurate historical usage logs. And we have the ability to scale up based on actual usage data. So you overcome your license management concerns and you focus on what you do best. That is the crafting stories and producing films. So customers often ask us, how does OpenLM help ensure compliance in software usage, right? So organizations often use software governed by strict vendor agreements. So OpenLM tracks license usage against entitlements, alerts managers of overuse or misuse, and provides audit-ready reports. So this reduces the risk of costly vendor penalties and ensures your organization stays compliant while maximizing license utilization. So while you maximize the license utilization, OpenLM software does all the heavy lifting. And last but not the least, let me give you a final overview as to what all we offer. We offer a centralized license monitoring, which gives you a unified view of all licenses across the organization, regardless of vendor or license size. So this eliminates silos and improve visibilities. We offer real-time and historical usage data, optimization insights, and even predictive analysis, helping you with budgeting and renewal planning. And we offer advanced analytics with BI reports. So business listener dashboards make it easy for you to visualize trends, peak usage, and anomalies critical for informed decision making. Then we offer license administration. So we offer streamlined tools to configure license servers, manage permissions, and ensure license availability without manual intervention. Then there's alerts and notification. So we have automated alerts that you can set at your will for threshold breaches, denials, or whether even you have so many licenses. Do you have any idea when they're expiring? No, right? So OpenLM has a feature where you can ensure you get you expiries ensure proactive action and reduce downtime wherein you get alerts and notifications based on whether a particular license is 30 days from expiry or 60 days from expiry, and you can set it at your own will. Then you can allocate licenses to departments or users and manage rules using vendors option files, ensuring fair and prioritized access. And last but not the least, the idle session monitoring and license harvesting, the Power Pack feature for OpenLM. So we identify inactive sessions and reclaim licenses automatically, improving availability and cutting waste. So are you ready to transform your license management You can schedule a personalized demo. Let's show you OpenLM in action and discuss how it can address your specific challenges. And we also offer a risk-free 30-day trial wherein you can explore the full power of the OpenLM platform so that you can address your concerns regarding license management issues, and wherein you get the 30-day data so that you get that belief how OpenLM can actually transform your license management. Thank you.